You got this. Good job. Good job. Okay. Grab that. All right, now you got the conch. All right, guys, today we're talking about money. Everybody knows about money, right?
How much are you looking for, Rabbi?
What we're looking for is to maximize money, maximize what we have. Money is, a lot of people think money is a gift. A lot of people think that when you make money, the money is there for you. God giving this to you as a gift, it's yours. However, God is not actually giving it to you. God is investing it into you. Now, if you invest money with an investor, right? And let's say you give an investor $100,000, you want him to invest that for you and make you more money. That way you're gaining on your investment. So essentially, when God gives us money, you have a good week, you make a lot of money, close some good deals. You think, good, I just made all this money, it's mine. But actually, it's not yours. God is empowering you to see if you're going to use that money appropriately. And in this week's parsha, we learn the laws of charging interest. One of the ways we can take that money and we can elevate that money and utilize it in a very powerful way is when we lend it to someone who's suffering, someone who's struggling, without charging interest. Because in a way, lending money to someone, I know this is reliable lending, where we're always reliable to pay back and to give loans, but when you lend money to somebody, that's in a way greater than tzedakah. Because when you give somebody tzedakah, basically you wait until the person's so desperate they have to beg. And so most people don't want to take tzedakah until, if they don't have to. They don't want to humiliate themselves. But a loan, people are more willing to say, can I take a loan just to help me get through this time and I'll pay you back. So you lend somebody money without charging interest. This is a very, very great way to elevate that money. You're taking that money that God gave you and you're elevating it. But the same mitzvah that tells you not to charge interest to a Jew also tells you to charge interest when you're lending to an idol worshiper, to a heathen. You have a mitzvah to charge interest to somebody who is not Jewish. Why is that? Why do we care? Why can't we lend them also? Because for the same reason why we should not charge to the Jew, because that's how we elevate the money, by not charging the Jew interest, when we charge the idol worshiper interest, we are utilizing the money. We're making sure the money is being put to use. Because we just give them the money without getting anything back from it, then we're not gaining anything. We're not getting any mitzvah. So to have the money sitting somewhere, if I invest money in you, just leave it hidden somewhere in a safe, and I come back a year later and take it back out, you didn't do anything with it. I'm not a happy customer. I want money to be utilized properly. So at least if you're not doing an actual mitzvah with it, you can fulfill the mitzvah of earning residual on the money. And like this, it's not being wasted. It's not baltashos. You're not wasting it. Because there's no mitzvah, at least you should get interest on it. That way you can do more mitzvahs with it afterwards. On the same topic of money, in today's Tanya we'll learn about there's two levels of giving tzedakah. We all know that the basic levels of giving tzedakah is a minimum of 10% of your earnings for tzedakah, maximum of 20% of your money for tzedakah. And a person shouldn't give more than 20% of his earnings. But the Alter explains that the person shouldn't give more than 20%. We're talking about somebody who's a tzaddik, whose soul is very pure, has no blemishes, and he doesn't need any refinement. Tzedakah is the most effective way of remedying our soul from any sins that we have committed in our life, of purifying it, of shedding all sins and cleansing it. So, when we give tzedakah, we're cleansing it. But if someone's done some real sins, then he needs a lot of tzedakah to help cleanse that. The 20% is probably not going to cut it. So even though the Torah tells us don't give more than 20%, that's only to fulfill the mitzvah. But if you're actually healing your soul, if you're actually doing a spiritual healing, if you're actually doing it for your own well-being of your soul, then there's no limit how much you should give. For example, if a person's in a hospital, God forbid, with a terminally ill disease or a very serious disease, and he's dying, he's not going to say, doc, hospital, I've already spent my annual budget of medical expenses. We're going to have to just end all the process over here. Let's stop it now because I can't spend any more on my medical situation this year. We're going to have to wait till next year. Maybe next year we'll do more, but right now I'm going to pull a plug on my treatment because I hit my max. Nobody would ever say that. If a person's in hospital, they're going to spend the last penny to get healthy, to become healed, because their life matters more than anything else. So too when it comes to giving tzedakah, obviously you shouldn't give more than 20, but if a person, and we all have spiritual blemishes from sins we've committed in life, tzedakah we give is literally saving our soul. We're literally preserving our own soul from from eternal blemishes. So therefore, we don't say, okay, I gave my 20% in a year, I gave the maximum amount, I'm going to stop. We keep giving because that is essentially what's building up our soul. So now that we're in the month of Elul, one of the mitzvahs to give extra tzedakah. Today's Tanya says that there's two levels of giving tzedakah. There's basic tzedakah, which means, I put $1 in a pushka, I give this person or that person, whatever it is. That's tzedakah. That's called the action of tzedakah, which helps, but it doesn't help in an eternal way. It only helps in a temporary way. Then there's the avodah of tzedakah, when you actually work on yourself, when you go way above and beyond the call of duty, you go out of your comfort zone, you give in a huge way, you just do stuff that's not even within your league, and you give in that kind of, that's called the avodah of tzedakah. When we go above ourselves, and that's when we really do permanent healing for the soul. That's when the whole soul really becomes complete again. And that's when we get dominance of our godly soul over the animal soul, when we give the avodah. So that's two levels of tzedakah we're talking about. The second level is when we go above and beyond, then we have infinite blessings that will come from it. And that, just leave off that the name of this week's parsha is Kiseitze L'Milchama, when you go out to war, Al Oivecha, on your enemy. And the lesson is, when you go to war, when you take on a war, God's war we're talking about over here, a Mechemes Rishus, or a Mechemes Mitzvah, a war of a mitzvah, you have the upper hand. You're on top of the enemy. You're looking down at the enemy. We always have the upper hand. And in life, we have our own battles. Everyone has their own battles. We're struggling with anxiety. People struggle with depression. People struggle with temptation, addiction. There's no limit of what kind of enemies that are out there literally fighting us. So the first thing is that you have the upper hand over your enemy, that you're going to win this battle. All you have to do is go out and fight, and God will put the enemy into your hand. The second thing is that God has only put it there to bring you up, not to bring you down. Every challenge we have in life is there to make us stronger, not weaker. Is there to build us up, not pull us down. So these wars that we're going to encounter in our life are not there to make us weaker, they're to make us stronger, and we will be victorious over this war, we will win this war, and no doubt we will all be blessed with a Ksivach Sim Tova, a good event share, Shantav Sukkah success, and we should all make lots of money so we can lend to lots of people and help them out in their situations.
Amen.
Amen.